Are you gutsy? Do you have big dreams, big goals? Maybe even some people have told you that they are crazy goals. Gutsy Travels. We are a travel show with a twist. We have inspiring interviews with gutsy people around the country who have been gutsy. This is where you want to be. Be inspired to be gutsy yourself.
Only in Vegas, public school, an education in the art and food of beer. Welcome to another episode of Gutsy Travels. I am here with Melissa Spencer. We are in Downtown Summerlin, which is a really nice shopping area. Another restaurant, one you'd find in Las Vegas. Lamps that look like they would be on a table. Today, we are going to talk to a woman who has been really gutsy, and we are calling this her gutsy living moment. And she's going to tell us about that event in her life and the challenges and how she overcame it, how she was gutsy. So let's bring in Melissa Spencer. Hey, Melissa.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Chrystina.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. It's beautiful.
It is
I
a beautiful
love this
day.
place. So we're in Downtown Summerlin.
Yes.
And it's a big shopping plaza, but it has lots of restaurants and little parks that people can sit in.
It's very nice here.
And lots of art. So this one's pretty cool right behind
I think
us.
that's actually a children's playground.
Is it? Okay, well, it looks like art
I
too.
know. Artful playground.
Yes, absolutely. So tell me, how do you define gutsy?
Oh, gutsy to me is being afraid, being fearful, but doing it anyway.
Yes, I agree 100%. I've been getting different definitions, and that's why I started asking the question, because different people have different ideas of what gutsy is. So thank you for sharing. Of course.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
So tell me also about when you were gutsy. When was it? Tell us the story and even how you felt.
I can do that. I've had a lot of gutsy moments in my life. But the one that comes to mind that was really a catalyst for getting the courage and the confidence to take the next gutsy moment adventure was when I recognized that I had a problem with alcohol. And it was controlling my life, and I had known for some time that it was a problem. And I had often looked at websites thinking about going to meetings to get help. And then just kind of shoved that away in the back of my mind and kept on doing what I was doing. And finally, it had gotten to a point where I didn't like the person I was, and I didn't like how I was living my life. And so I went to a meeting. I just got up on a Monday, and they had recovery groups at the church I was going to. And I just took the step, and I went to a meeting. And that was an amazing adventure that lasted for 8 years.
Wow.
I enlisted the help of a Christian counselor because I really had a lot of childhood trauma to overcome. And I had been living with shame and guilt and fear for my entire life since I was a child. And covering all of that shame and fear and guilt up with alcohol, because I couldn't handle the emotions. I didn't know how to deal with the emotions. And going to recovery groups finally gave me the tools. Having a Christian counselor gave me the tools that I needed to overcome all of that stuff. Yeah.
What was the catalyst that you finally went to that first AA meeting?
I just didn't like myself anymore. I was drunk all the time. You know, when you start drinking at noon and you're drunk by 3, falling down drunk, sadly, not ashamed to say that anymore, but I would have been back then. It's time to get help. It was time to get help. You know? Yeah.
So what was the biggest challenge during those 8 years? Because you made that gutsy move and you put yourself on that gutsy path to stop drinking. What was the biggest challenge and how did you deal with it?
Oh, golly. I would say the biggest challenge was learning how to love myself, learning that overcoming the belief that the things that happened to me were my fault.
Overcoming it.
Overcoming that was just like overcoming that belief system of all of the terrible things that had happened to me as a child were my fault. And so, and then, you know, once I got through that process of getting past that belief system, then it was like, okay, how do I learn to deal with the emotions? How do I learn to love myself? How do I learn to be accepting and forgiving of myself and of the things that happened to me and what had done them to me, you know? So it took a long time, but, you know, then the shift happened and then it was part of, you know, getting back to other people who needed that same kind of thing.
And when you were giving back to others, were you still getting healing?
Absolutely, absolutely. When I started mentoring other women through their healing journey, it filled me with such joy to be able to help them get the tools, help them change their lives, help them heal themselves. It gave me such joy, but at the same time, it brought us all together to realize that we weren't alone. None of us are alone, and if the last couple of years haven't taught us anything at all,
Pandemic.
we all have struggles. Sometimes they're the same struggle like the last couple of years have been with what we were dealing with. But we all have struggles. We're either coming out of a storm or going into a storm. You know, there's that little period of time where things are calm, but then something's gonna happen, you know? So just being able to get those tools, the tools of recovery are actually tools for life.
They are.
They teach you how to live life and live life abundantly. And I am so blessed to have had that experience. A very good friend of mine says, you're either going to succeed or you're going to learn. You're not going to fail because if there's always a lesson to be learned in whatever you try, you know, whatever gutsy chance you want to take, hey, you're either going to succeed at it or you're going to learn from it and have, you know, tools in your toolbox for the next time.
For the next one. You are absolutely right. Okay, so continuing that thread of learning.
Yes.
What advice would you give to our viewers who may be in a similar situation and want to get out of that kind of situation?
Oh, golly, I would just say, do it. Just, you know, the courage is in you. The power is in you to make the change that you want to see in your life. You just have to take the chance. You just have to take that step. And I can promise you, when I first walked into that room of recovery, I was terrified. I was terrified, but it was life-changing. So whatever it is you want to do in your life, if it's getting over an addiction like it was for me, or starting a new business like it was for me, because that's what happened next, you just got to take the step. You just got to take the next step and learn in the process. Find people that are a step ahead of you. They don't have to be way far down the line. And don't compare yourself to others, but find yourself mentors, people that have walked where you want to walk.
Yeah.
And let them help you. People want to help. It's in our nature to help, and it's in our nature to give. And I think that if you can find those people, then you'll be gutsy too.
And even taking a friend with them to that person.
Absolutely. My husband offered to go.
Okay.
But I knew that it was me. It was me who had to make the change. I couldn't rely on anybody else to do that for me. So I told him no.
And you did it.
And I did it.
And you still did
And I'm here standing, and I live a really great life.
So, Melissa Spencer was a gutsy woman for that moment. She continues to be gutsy.
Every day.
So tell us what you are doing with your business. You mentioned that you started your
I
business.
started a business 19 years ago as a virtual assistant, but it morphed into becoming a speaker manager. So now I manage the business of speakers. So I have 6 speakers right now that I work with, and I manage their business. I book their deals and manage all the logistics, everything that goes along with being a speaker, so that they can just get out and go do what they do.
Go and speak.
Go and speak.
Okay.
There is one last thought I want to say. Don't contact me just because you're a speaker and you need some help. If you need some help, I can walk that path with you. I'm happy to help those conversations too.
That kind of help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Melissa. Thanks for watching this episode of Gutsy Travels with Melissa Spencer. She talked about how she was able to overcome an addiction by being gutsy. Her challenge was first acknowledging that she had the addiction, and then second was taking that first step, taking action. And it took her a while to do it. She admitted it in the beginning, and then she finally did take action, and she found a support group. That support group really helped her, and that began a 8-year journey to overcome alcoholism, and that was many years ago. Now she has overcome the alcoholism, and she is blossoming with her own business as well as her life. Find someone that you trust and who trusts you, of course, and be accountability partners with each other. This way you can meet on a weekly basis. You can text each other a couple of times a week to help each other stay on track. It's that support system, a personalized support system with someone that you are comfortable being accountable to. Someone that you want to share your wins and celebrate with, as well as talk about some of the challenges that you may be having. Share this episode with someone that you think might be stuck and might get inspired. If you haven't yet, subscribe below and hit the bell so that you'll know when we publish our next Gutsy Travels episode every Monday. Where are we going? I hear that question all the time. Where we're going next? Let's leave it as a surprise. The butterfly area is for taking selfies and group pictures. It's all right in front of a very cool restaurant.